Hello, everybody. I'm so excited today. My name is Crispina French, and I am an OG. I love that expression, OG, old gangsta. Textile recycling artist, activist, entrepreneur. I got started in this field back before time began. Actually, no, I was a college student in Boston at Massachusetts College of Art and Design back in 1987 was when I actually first started. I started my business 2 years later in 1989. But I actually got myself through college by making little stuffed toys called ragamuffins out of recycled wool sweaters. And when I got done with school, I was like, oh my gosh, like everybody else is scrambling around trying to figure out what they're going to do with their 4-year art degree. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. And I think I'm going to have more time to focus on it. And I'm going to take my passion, which is environmentalism and um, hand making one of a kind, but repeatable designs, and I'm going to build a business around that. So for the following, whatever it's been, over 30 years now, I have been doing just that. And I'm just going to kind of adjust a few things here. Um, cool. Awesome. So right now I am live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and for the first time ever, LinkedIn. So anybody who's new out there who's just following me or finding me for the first time, welcome, welcome. I actually do a little live stream every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I live in Beckett, Massachusetts, and one of the things that I love to share tips, tricks, ideas, and inspiration to encourage people to follow their dreams of becoming or growing their textile recycling or upcycling business. It became really clear to me, well, really since the pandemic, the people are very hungry for ways to build their own businesses. And before I go launching off into that, I have a really exciting announcement that I'm going to share with you guys today. You're going to be the first people out there to like hear this from me live in public. But I wanted to shout out to the people who are with me now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for all the waving and the thumbs up. The hearts are flying in. Thank you so much. I would love to know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. And if you could tell me whether or not if this is your first time with me on a Tuesday Textile Alchemy live session, or if this is something that you have planned to be with me for. Again, I love to hear your input. I love to get, use your ideas to bring you the information and content that's most valuable to you. So let me know if you're where you're watching from, and do you have a textile upcycling business? Is that something that you're interested in? If you don't have one, would you like to grow your business if you do have one? And anyway, it became very clear to me over the last nearly 2 years that people were really looking for information on how to start their own business. And I had been teaching online for a couple of years when the pandemic first hit, and I was teaching my craft, how to make the products that I had developed over the last 30 years, potholder rugs, sweaters, blankets, coverlets, all different kinds of artfully made utilitarian products for living that are still today continue to be made completely from recycled materials. So that was really fun and people were really engaged by it. But I realized over the past 2 years that people were really more interested in learning how to build their own business. So back last April, I founded a little community called Stitcherhood, which is my membership community for textile recycling and upcycling entrepreneurs who are interested in growing their businesses. And that has been a really great kind of door into that world of nurturing and encouraging people to follow their dreams and start their own business. And what I've realized through that experience is that there are hundreds of people, thousands of people who are really working to make an impact in our global textile waste crisis by addressing our textile waste in some way. And one of the things that I like to do best is to be sure that when I'm addressing issues that have to do with our environmental crisis, is that I'm doing that with joy, and I'm doing that with encouragement and positivity, and none of the doom and gloom. I mean, it is an urgent issue. Certainly, I'm definitely not overlooking that, but I feel like it's a much more productive way to address a crisis is by doing it with a positive, optimistic viewpoint, and realizing that each and every one of us has the ability to impact our environment in a positive manner by making pretty simple choices. And my goal, of course, because I can never get enough of global environmental impact. My goal is to change the way we consume textiles, change the way we as humans consume textiles, and work with others who are in that arena as well. So I have 30 years of experience. I've done projects with large volume textile waste generators like Patagonia and Timberland and Crate and Barrel, and more recently Eileen Fisher. And with all of that experience, I know that there's a real need in that realm of the more corporate kind of textile waste generating large volume manufacturers, as well as the solopreneurs and everything in between. So I see there's a lot of cool comments rolling in. I would love to, I'll go back over those in just a minute, but the announcement today that I am so excited about, and it's a save the date announcement, and that is that I'm going to be hosting the first ever Rags to Riches Textile Waste Recycling and Upcycling Summit. And it's going to be held right around Earth Day. It's a 3-day summit. There's going to be presenters from all different aspects of the textile waste generation stream and those who are addressing it. And it's April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Please save the date. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be so much rich and valuable content that will be shared, and a community of amazing people are already gathering around the summit. So I'll be sharing a lot more about it in the coming weeks, but I just wanted to put that out there. It's like this is the time to mark your calendar. It's going to be here before you know it. And funnily enough, every Earth Day comes around and I'm always like, oh, I just wish I could do more. I wish that I was something that I could really wrap my hands around, that would really have a larger, more visible impact in the changes that I would like to instill in our culture. And I finally have this platform to do that, and to enable all of you to participate in that as well. So how's everybody doing? What do you think about this idea? I am not sure. My eyesight's a little limited, and I feel like I like being on camera better without my glasses, because I feel like you can see me better, but I cannot read those comments. So I'm so sorry. If you have anything pertinent that you need to share, I'll go back over the comments afterward, and in the meantime I'll be a little squinty and if I can catch them, I will definitely do that. So yeah, I just announced that I am going to be hosting the Rags to Riches Textile Upcycling and Recycling Summit. It's going to be held over the course of 3 days with amazing presenters from literally all aspects of the textile waste generation arena, from solopreneurs right up to the corporations who are really leading the way and changing the way we produce our garments, changing the way we look at our textile waste, at the the life cycle of a garment. So I'm super excited about it, and I just want to invite you to really put that down on your calendar, and make sure that you have that time set aside, because if you're like me, every Earth Day comes around and I'm always just like, ugh, how can I have an impact? Like, I can pick trash up on the side of the road, which I do, even when it's not Earth Day. I can, do talks at my kids' school. I can encourage people to, think about the clothing that they wear, and, reusing clothing in the secondhand market, and buying from companies who are maybe a little bit more in tune with what is necessary to nurture our environment. But all of those things seem a little ethereal and a little less tangible than this summit that I'm putting together. So there's going to be presenters from all over the world, actually, and every single presenter that I've approached has said yes without hesitation. I'm so excited. So I'm not ready to like make any kind of announcement as far as to who exactly will be with us for the summit, but I just wanted to put out there that save the date. Save the date. It's going to be the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of April in 2022, this year, just coming up a couple months away. And over the coming weeks, I'll be sharing a lot more about it. So with that said, Angela says, you inspire me, my invisible mentor. Oh, you're so sweet, Angela. And Sue Grizzle is in her attic. Is that Sue who's in her attic? I think so. Oh no, I'm sorry. You're not in your attic. Sue's probably going like, I'm not in the attic. Gail, you're in your attic, in your workshop attic in Foster, Rhode Island. Sue is really excited about the summit. The summit is going to be completely online. And there's two reasons for that. One is, of course, COVID. And the other is, I don't know if you realize, I certainly didn't realize this until pretty recently. When you travel by air, you are consuming so much energy and doing such detriment to our planet and our quality of air and all of the things that allow us to live in this beautiful environment and biosphere that we have here. So air travel is, it's pretty impossible to like nix it off your list of things to ever do, but make it really special and make it something that you have to travel to, rather than something that we can, I mean, with all the technology, you guys, like, honestly, like, can you imagine if we did not have Zoom or FaceTime or live streams with a pandemic? Like, we would feel so, I mean, sometimes I feel isolated as it is. And then I realize, like, wait a second, we all have this amazing opportunity to connect across the world in ways that we never would have the option to do otherwise. So I bow down to all those technology wizards who create these platforms for us. And the whole summit will all be online. It'll all be recorded, and it will be available for anybody who registers and participates as an attendee for a period of time past after the summit. So if you know anybody who is a textile recycling upcycler or recycler, please let them know about the summit. And before we finalize our roster of presenters, I'm all ears for anybody who I might not know about who is in this realm. Anybody who is a successful textile upcycler, recycler who needs to be on my radar. If you could share in the comments, tag them here so we can connect. I would really super appreciate that. I see somebody says Simple Dream Quilts makes t-shirt quilts and use those leftover pieces of t-shirt knits in other ways, such as making t-shirt yarn. Wow, that's awesome. So this is going to be right up your street, my friend. And if you're interested in, please share around the idea, the dates. Again, I'll put the dates in the comments when I'm finished. It's going to be April 420 to 422. So Earth Day is the 22nd. It's going to be a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 full days packed with inspiration, knowledge, people who are doing it, people, the idea of the summit is to bring people together and to encourage people to grow and build their own textile recycling enterprise. The more people in this arena, the more impact we can have as a group. And I remember back in the day when I first started, and I first became aware of people who were inspired by my work at trade shows, where people say, "Oh my gosh, there's somebody, in the next room over who's selling product who looks, that looks like yours." And, people would always imagine that I was going to be upset about that, or like, write a cease and desist letter or call my lawyer. And 9 times out of 10, their inspiration was and their making was something that they created with the idea that they might have seen my work and then made it theirs, right? Like turned it into something that was theirs. So more often I was super encouraged by that connection that we shared. And, since that time, since back in the 1980s when I got started, I've written a teaching book. I teach a ton of online workshops. I do some in person retreat type workshops. And I just encourage you to use, whatever inspiration you can find. If it's mine, that's wonderful. And if it's out there somewhere else that you find it, combining inspiration is also, of course, wonderful. So I just want to thank everybody for taking the time for being with me today. And again, if anybody joined late, my big announcement that I'm super pumped. I'm so excited, you guys. Honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am. As a matter of fact, I wear my action slacks today, which you can't see if you're on some of the platforms, but Instagram gets the full vertical view. So my action slacks are 100% wool, because I live in a really cold area. They have pleated, like a pleated front, like a creased fold down the front, plaid, of course, and straight from the thrift store. I could not believe my good luck when I walked in there. They were on the mannequin. The legs, they were like up in the air, the upside down kind of pant mannequin things. I put them on. They fit me like they were made for me, and I am so excited. I wore them today as a special tribute to the excitement that I'm feeling around the Rags to Riches Textile Recycling and Upcycling Summit that is going to be kicking off on April 20th. This announcement is a save the date announcement. So the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of April, there are going to be presenters from all over the world who are all in the textile recycling, upcycling arena. And our goal is to encourage people who are building or thinking about growing a textile upcycling business to do that and feel supported and feel like they have the information, inspiration, and support of community that they need to make that real for them. So without further ado, on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live right here on whatever platform you see me on. And I'm always open to suggestion. If you know, if you have a question for me, or there's some aspect of my business that you'd like to learn more about, please let me know. You can direct message me. You can just pop it right into the comments. And I try to keep it to 20 minutes so that it's not a huge time commitment. All the recordings are posted on my blog, which you can find at Crispina, which is my first name. It's CRISPINA.eco. And those are, those will always get posted there. Easier to find than trying to scroll back through the social media feed. And again, I just want to say thank you. And together we can make a very big impact on our environment. We have the power to make our environment healthy. And today I would like to encourage you to do one small thing, and that will help that happen. And that small thing today is to really think about what kind of textiles you actually need. Okay, like there's so many extra pieces of clothing, extra garments in the world that nobody's ever going to need or probably will never be worn. So when you're thinking about purchasing something new, make sure you're buying a good quality thing that's going to last you for a really long time. And check the thrift store. And one last little aside, because it is 11:20 right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for caring. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to staying in really good touch with you. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much. Have a great week, everybody.